There's probably every field in my mystery family that is being
I think
covered.
Okay.
Architectural was
And
the one which
architecture
was
was the
missing.
only one left, so it bridged the gap.
Now let's spice things up. Let's head to the rapid
Say
fire
that I
round.
get nervous.
Why?
Just because I'm expecting what you're coming up with. So you're just giving words.
Yeah.
I'm not shouting, no?
God.
15 days we not used to have a bath. We used to go in the water,
Oh
jump.
God.
Oh.
There's nothing there around me. What do you have?
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of KYAD, Know Your Architect / Designer. We are shooting our 9th episode with the very dashing Shahen Mistry, who is the founder and principal architect of Shahen Mistry Architects. On the couch, we also have Sharan Raikhangar, who is the director of Luxe Surfaces. I'm going to quickly start this podcast by asking him a simple question. How are you feeling today?
Super.
What are your thoughts? What's going in your mind right now?
Nothing. I have a clean mind. I don't like to cloud it. But really excited to be here. Thank you guys.
Cool. So I wanted to understand your journey. How did you start? Were you always passionate about choosing architect, or how was it?
Well, it's a long story.
Yes, and we're here for it.
You know, as every mischievous 10th standard student is, and at that time we really don't know what we want.
Yeah.
And I remember in my Tenzin I actually took a counseling test to understand whether I
Okay.
want science, commerce.
Okay.
And as usual, I was having fun in that exam, and the result came commerce.
Oh.
And I said, I'm not going to do that. I said, if
Okay.
I get the percentage, I'll take science.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I got the percentage, I went into science.
All right.
And we had this holiday program for youth,
Okay.
post 10th standard. Okay,
Yeah.
it's for a bunch of Parsi students all around India.
So this is which college you're talking about?
No, this was post school.
Post school.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was in St. Xavier's for
St.
11th
Xavier.
and 12th. So that time, of course, there were not so many fields that you have
Right.
today.
Yeah.
There was engineering, doctoring,
Yeah.
I mean, these were the
architecture was the lesser known
lesser
field
known.
there,
Yeah.
and accounts.
Right.
Yeah.
Accounts was anyway off. And I came off a lecture that time on someone from Talati Panthaki had given a talk on an architect.
Architectural. Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
nice.
I knew what I did not want to be.
Okay.
Like, doctor was
Doctor.
probably out because I would have fainted looking at my own blood. So I really don't want that. My grandfather was a great lawyer, and I could see
Oh.
him reading. So I said, I'm not going to do something like that. So I don't like reading too much. I'm more on the creative side.
Okay.
And I wanted to join the army.
Oh.
I don't know why, because I've seen some war movies, but the reason I could not that time is, you know, you had the long hair in college, you had that
Yeah,
phase.
yeah,
I said, I don't want to cut my hair.
Okay.
I mean, it's a stupid reason, but these were actual
yeah.
reasons I gave my mom for
That you don't want to
cancelling
join
out the thing. And sports, of course, I love sports. I still play
Yeah.
sports, but sports was not a career option at that time because both my
Right.
parents were teachers. One was teaching at St.
Oh.
Xavier's, one was at Jain College.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
yeah,
Nice.
and they kind of molded me. Yes, more education, you play sports.
Okay.
Things are different now. I mean,
Yeah.
and then I heard about this architecture field,
Right.
and I said, let me give it a try. So I
Okay.
went for my entrance exam post 12th, of course,
Okay.
and got into some college at Hire. That was, I came some 108 rank in the
Okay.
the big SEP, not the SEP,
All
there was
India
that exam in JJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, I'm not going to Hire because that was damn far because I stay at Baikala. And then I
Oh
heard
my
of
God.
Rachna
Yeah.
Sansar.
Right.
Yeah.
And I gave my entrance exam there, which I got in.
Nice.
That's nice.
But the minute I joined
Yeah.
the course,
College. Yeah.
I knew that this was the field for me.
Is
Oh.
it?
Yeah. I mean, there was no looking back.
Oh.
And I enjoyed the first year. We had amazing faculty
Yeah.
that time because the first year becomes very important because
Right.
you're leaving your PCM
Yeah.
and getting
Yes.
into a very creative
Yeah.
field. And I just started enjoying the flow. And then, as I said, there was no looking back. I got deeper and deeper into it.
Oh, nice.
And today also, it's so much in that I have fight with my wives all the time because even if I'm going to a movie, I'm more than the movie, I'm watching the decor around.
Oh my God.
You know, because it's inbuilt in me now.
Yeah.
Right.
And as I said, it has to be a passion, and you need to really have that flair and push to
Okay.
take you so long and still
Correct.
keep you motivated
Correct.
for it. So, I mean, it was simple, but it was complex at the same
So,
time
like,
on how.
no one in your family is an architect, or
No, my family, in fact, has a lot of geniuses, but I'm the
Okay.
first generation who has his own business.
Oh,
So,
nice.
That was again a challenge for me. So I have a Nobel Prize winner in my family. My
Oh,
uncle,
wow.
he's in the US, he's no more. I have a
Okay.
colonel.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Is that where the army?
Army
Yes.
thing.
I used to love hearing his stories of the
Yeah.
and he's fought the Indo-China,
Correct.
Indo-Pakistan wars.
Oh
Oh
wow.
my God.
So I used to
wow.
get very fascinated. I love war movies also. I'm a very
Okay.
patriotic person that way. And my mom's, of course, mom and dad are teachers. My
Right.
grandfather was a lawyer. My mom's side has a physicist. He has a soil engineer,
Oh,
a music teacher.
Oh
So
wow.
very
and an
versatile.
All-
accountant.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean-
there's probably every field in my mystery family that is being
I
covered.
think
Okay.
architectural was
And
the one which
architecture
was
was the
missing.
only one left, so
Missing.
it bridged the gap. And everyone has working with a profession. So I said,
Right.
Yeah.
and I wanted to start, and I started directly on my own. I've never worked under someone post college.
Okay.
Oh.
Because there were times at that time where I had a lot of friends working with big firms, and after doing a 5-year course, the next 2 years you were practically only drafting or going on
Right.
site.
Correct.
Right.
And I'm not a 9 to 5 person. I'm creative. I can think on Sundays.
Yeah.
I need that kind of flexibility. So
Right.
I decided I did my internship with a close friend, Ashish Shah,
Okay.
Oh wow.
and he was 2 years. We were all from the same college,
Okay.
Okay.
and I did 3 months, 6 months of my internship, and I learned quite a lot, and that kind of gave me the confidence to start
Right.
on my own. And
So basically, you didn't work with any firm
Just
after
an
your
internship.
college.
Wow.
I had a lot of people telling me, you cannot do this, you won't be able to do this. And when anyone says something like that, I purposely take it up because
Oh, okay.
I
Ah,
like challenging
challenges.
those things.
Okay.
And yes, I've fallen so many times, but I've got up.
Correct.
And
I mean,
there's no better way of learning.
yeah.
And I have no regrets. I mean, I'm happy and pushing myself.
Does internship really justify? Because if you know, like many people say that you need to have this many certain experience, you need to work with different firms, XYZ.
Where you do your internship is very important.
Okay.
And how you do it.
Correct.
So if you are doing it in a very big firm where you're not really learning,
Right.
it's not going to really help you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it also depends on your goal and as an individual.
Correct.
Right.
Are you ready to spend the 40 years of your life working with someone? Then you will not bother. But if your goal is, okay, in 3 years I want to set up my own business,
Yeah.
then those 3 years become very important where you work and what
Correct.
kind of projects you work on.
Right.
So what my whole idea of starting SMA was to have like-minded people who have a passion and are not working for money.
Okay.
Okay.
Money will come definitely.
Right.
But I want the passion, and I give my team the flexibility right from go that you're not a draftsman in my office.
Mm-hmm.
We don't believe in hierarchy, everyone's equal. We all
Okay.
are a family. That's why we have 10 people that we can manage.
Mm-hmm.
But you will be taking accountability and responsibility of your project from the day one.
Wow.
Okay.
So, because that's what every designer's dream is, and that was my dream.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to go there and someone telling me you draft this and I sit and only draft without using my brains.
Correct.
That's
Right.
not what I am, and I don't want people in my company also to think that way.
Okay.
Right.
They may have 10 times more creative ideas than I have.
That's true.
For
Why stop
sure.
them?
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, that's the ideology or the philosophy we try and work with. Like-minded minds together,
Yeah.
creating interesting spaces.
Right.
So basically, they do end-to-end work, like everything.
I overlook, but I give them the first step.
Freedom,
Okay, you
yeah.
will come up. I'm not spoon feeding you.
Yeah, okay.
Ah,
They're
so-
going to make mistakes. I made mistakes. We
Yeah,
are all
that's
humans.
okay.
As long
Yeah.
as they are
Okay.
taking accountability for it, I think that's what young designers need today.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to showcase their skill, their talent.
That's
Why
true.
suppress it?
Yes.
I think in nowadays, a lot of firm doesn't allow you to have that kind of freedom what you are
Yeah.
giving in your firm. Even for internship, I've not seen.
The restrictions are more when it comes to
Yeah.
internship.
But now, see, I can't speak for the other firms. Everyone
Yeah,
has their
yeah,
own
yeah.
There's their
ideologies
own ways,
philosophy.
and yeah,
But I started this journey on this belief.
yeah.
That's why I didn't want to work under someone. It's not that the other firms were bad.
Right, right.
No, no,
It's
I
just
mean,
that
that's the
I
approach.
wanted that
Yeah.
approach
Yeah.
from people joining my firm to create spaces on their own, believe in themselves,
Yeah.
and not get, told or suppressed by someone's idea on them. Because then you stop thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
for
Today's
sure.
world is anyway, brains are getting dead with Pinterest, Instagram. People only
Oh,
copy
we are
and you
going
take
to
out
get into that.
creativity from them. So we want to encourage even sketching, hand creativity, creative ideas,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that keeps your mind running.
Yeah. I think
It's a
coming.
little old school thought, but I still believe in it.
But
No,
like, how did you convince your parents? Because both of them being teachers and so many different occupations in the family. How
No,
did
my
you-
parents have been very supportive.
Oh, okay,
So
nice.
they said if you can manage, do it.
Okay.
And of course there were times. Of course they brought me up in a way which I'm very grateful. Is if you can afford it, buy it.
Okay.
So right from my first mobile to my first motorcycle to my first car, they have only guided me, and I have
Okay.
waited, earned,
Oh,
and that's what I
wow.
respect them for.
Oh, nice.
And the whole idea of being self-dependent
Right.
Yeah.
also makes you realize the values of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the basic bottom line. And then I know there were times in the middle where there was no work. My mom said, okay, why don't you join someplace? I said no. I mean, there are phases. I'm not
Right.
unhappy. 2
Yeah.
months, 3 months. I mean, even big firms sometimes don't have work.
Yeah.
And that time it was nothing.
Yeah.
And I was very comfortable. You know, I want to continue, and I will do
Yeah.
this. It doesn't make a difference. Outside pressure does not really help me change my goal once I'm
Mindset
set.
and everything. Yeah.
Oh, so
So
you're
I have
very
a
determined.
direction, yeah, and I will work towards it.
Nice. So you were determined
Yeah.
from the start, because
Very clear.
people, when they finish their 10th, 12th, they still don't know what they're doing. And then, okay, abhi ye last option hai.
Yeah.
So you never had a backup, like
Nothing.
architecture, purely.
Once I got in, I was not worried.
Okay.
Okay.
Because see, doctor was impossible. I would have been able to do it, and engineering also was again too much
Yeah, yeah.
writing, drawing, studying.
Right.
And I heard architecture was more fun. There's less of mugging, of course. Apart from the few, there's more creative drawing, and you
Yeah.
can see your buildings come up. Yes, I
Yeah.
always had this one fear before joining this field. Okay, after a point, there's no land going to be available. So what am I going to do? With so many,
Yeah.
and then when you travel, you just there's tons of space. At least in my lifetime, that's not going to happen. So you're more comfortable.
Yeah, something or the other comes
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
So true. Nice. Okay, cool.
But no complaints. And even today, I'm learning. We are trying to work on new systems and principles
Yeah.
for office to work. We have to change with times, and this field is actually is very creative. It actually opens your
Yes.
mind
Yeah.
to a
Yeah.
lot more horizons. And I have so many friends who've done an architecture course but are doing Diwali gift cards, nothing to do with buildings,
Oh.
and they're doing fantastically well.
Really? Oh,
Wow.
nice.
So this field is not to do with buildings. It just creatively transforms you and gives you
Yeah.
that many more avenues that you can open up yourself and work to.
Correct. So basically, creative minds get more explore yourself in those directions of design.
As long as you're open to exploring them.
Correct.
Nice.
That's interesting.
important.
Yeah, I mean.
That's cool as well. So, wow, I'm actually surprised that you were always inclined to be an architect, because we have heard so many people saying, I took commerce, then I didn't know what to do, so I switched to architect. And then when I came to architect, the entire education,
Yeah.
because it's very tough, right? You all have assignments,
It's
projects.
nothing is tough. See, every field has its pros and cons. It depends on how you look at it.
Right.
I don't believe it's tough, but I believe it's outdated.
Were you studious or mischievous? I feel like you're studious now.
Both?
Is it?
When you have both parents as
Teachers.
you
Teachers.
can't be mischievous.
Mischievous.
So I was
Okay.
a studious guy, but I
Okay.
used to do mischief also. I
Oh.
wouldn't say I was a quiet, good boy and no reform.
Ah,
Used to have a lot of fun in architecture. I mean, those were the days. And I think those 5 years have actually got so many friends. Actually, like family, we're still in touch.
Okay,
It's been
that's
what,
nice.
20 years.
So some names from your batch? Because many are from
So,
Rachna.
so many. So Studio Osmosis,
Oh,
Oh,
Samir, and
Samir
Samir
Shilpa.
and
Shilpa,
Shilpa.
very close. Muse Lab,
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Ashisha, then so many of us, we keep on meeting, and
Yeah.
what happens is we still sometimes chat about our school memories.
Correct.
So Shilpa and Samir, I think a year senior to me, or 2 years. Ashish was 2
Okay.
years. So
Okay.
we used to hang out all the time.
Ah.
Oh,
And now also
nice.
we are hanging out. So I mean, there's nothing has changed. When we still meet, we are still
The
imagine
same
as the
old,
same
yeah.
old guys. We don't
Yeah.
okay, you're my competitor, nothing
No,
like
no.
that. We are just
The old friends kind
yeah,
of
we
group.
stay,
Yeah.
and that's what the architecture bonding does.
Correct.
I mean, it makes
correct.
you like a family and helping each other. I ask him for help, he helps without even asking.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fantastic as a fraternity for us to be able to be there for each other in today's time, which was probably not the case 20 years back.
No, it was not. Rachna has a lot of good
Yeah, Rachna
architects
has-
who came out of Rachna. I
True,
mean.
true.
That's like
I missed that college, though I've not been there. I taught there for 5 years.
Oh,
In
wow.
fact,
Oh.
after, so maybe 2004 to 9, I taught first
Okay.
and second year design.
You were a faculty over there.
Yes, for design.
Oh, nice.
And I remember having a fantastic, and that actually helped me in my work also, because it helped me, because when you're giving 15-20 students script
Yeah.
in 1 hour,
Yeah.
it's helping you think faster.
correct.
So that helped me dig up multiple projects also
Wow.
in my field later on. So I think I believe everything happens for the best. So you just go
That's
there.
true. I mean,
What's a core memory from Rachna?
Lot of
A lot.
them, yeah. I mean, I can't recollect one, but I remember we had a lot of these study trips that we used to go for, and NASA. NASA
Okay.
was absolutely fun because that's not only your class; it's all
Yeah.
5 years
Right.
meeting and
Yeah.
we traveling like idiots and donkeys in one train, going to a place, like 15, 20 of us in that one berth,
Is
Yeah.
it
putting
really?
drafting boards and sleeping on them,
Oh
Yeah.
God.
and actually documenting places that never been heard of. So I remember
Okay.
this one place called Muchkund. It
Okay.
was in that Akbar Birbal time. There was an
Oh.
old fort Haveli with like a big kund in the middle.
Oh.
No
Okay.
electricity in that space. And 50 of us documented that place. It was filled with monkeys, no washroom. We
Oh my
had
God.
a cook from the nearby taluka and
Yeah.
Okay.
staying with us. And at
Okay.
night we used to light up these 500 diyas all over.
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
And we had cows eating up our drafting drawings. I mean, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, 15 days we not used to have a bath. We used to go in the water,
Oh
jump.
God.
Oh.
There's nothing there around us. What do you have? But what I'm trying to say, it sounds yuck, but those were the most
Were
cherished
fun.
times that
Yeah.
as a college and as a firm we used to spend time with each other.
Correct. I mean,
And I
Crazy.
can remember all 5 of those trips that we'd gone to.
Is it?
Each one had a memory.
nice.
Sitting in a
That's-
tractor and going, and then one day walking through a dacoit area
Oh.
to make calls. We had to go and make an STD call home.
Correct.
Oh, you
Correct.
had to
Yeah,
go
Those
but I
days were.
think 50 of us walking would scare any of those guys off. We were even more junglies. But I mean, it was fun. Yeah. I mean, we didn't think of all those things at that time,
Correct,
the amount
correct.
we think today.
Right.
That's true.
We just used to go with the flow, enjoy, and come back and have these memories to cherish.
That's nice.
yeah, I mean,
Oh my God, I can
that's-
imagine the cows are
that's-
just
It
eating.
was. I mean,
Pretty-
this drafting and this junior, we told him keep the drawings, and this documentation is like, I
Yeah.
remember it was 50 degrees at that
My
one evening.
God.
50
It was hot. We actually were
Oh
all in the shade
God.
and we put that temperature to check it on top. At one point, it reached 50 degrees.
Oh
My
God.
God.
And there are juniors and there are seniors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we give tasks based on them, and we had
Right,
told this
right.
one guy, okay, you be careful. The cows come because they hurt
Yeah.
graze
Yeah.
around. And he had left all these drawings that probably they must have taken a chai break or whatever. That guy ate up all those sheets. And we
My
could see him
God.
moving his mouth in front, and I was like,
My God, that's crazy. I mean,
and we had
like,
to draft the whole thing
think
back.
again. Yeah.
And
Oh
that
God.
drafting is like, you won't believe, it's the size of this much. That means your whole making a fort elevation
Yeah.
in this size.
Very minute.
Yes, so
Very,
we had
Yeah.
magnifying glasses with those rotating
Yeah.
pens, and we used to detail out.
Oh,
My
fancy. So you all used to sketch.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there we measure, but then come back to our college, spend sleepless nights in college.
Right.
We used to go to class without brushing. Our hair used to be in a mess because the whole night we were drafting.
Yeah.
But I think it was all fun.
Yeah. I mean,
The teachers used to know that these guys are not come back in the morning.
But how has it been, from like usually people prefer a 9 to 6 job, okay, and now I'm finished. But then being an architect, I think it's a 24/7 job.
Yeah, in your mind, it's a 24/7 job
Okay.
because I think 24/7. I mean,
Okay.
because there is no time for creativity to come to you.
That's
it just
true.
comes.
That's
Right.
It could be an inspiration sitting with you and talking or seeing the fur on this chair. I can think of something.
Right.
true. Yeah.
But now, as an office, we've tweaked our timings from 10 to 7 to 9 to 5.
Okay.
And we are trying to have a little more personal and professional boundaries created because I think that's the need of the hour today.
Yeah.
So I want my team to go home by 5 and spend time and pursue
With the
something that
family
they
and,
like because
yeah.
you cannot just work 9 to 9 and come back fresh the other day.
That's
Things
true.
are not
True.
the same that were 15, 20 years back. Pressures
Yeah.
are different, times are different, responsibilities are becoming different.
Yeah.
Right.
So we are trying to do that as much. We are trying to also from new projects set boundaries with clients. Okay, post 5 or on holidays we would not be available. We are there in these business hours unless something.
Oh,
It's a slow process,
Right.
but we want to work on that because
Okay.
the same
Yeah.
way we respect someone's boundaries, they should also
Respect yours.
ours.
Yeah. 100%.
And I think that is something that is very important. You cannot expect when you're with family, 20 clients calling you up or a contractor calling you up,
Yeah.
boss, ye tile ka kya karu? We're not
Right.
going to answer. That can wait the next day. I'm sorry. Or
Okay.
plan it better in your work hours.
Yeah.
So it's the whole time management factor. I think if all of us can work around it, it will give us enough time, both for the client, the architect, the contractor, the
Right.
entire team working to have a better lifestyle.
That's true.
true.
Why should one party or two parties suffer
Yeah.
in this?
Right, because I feel like everyone is on their phone. Okay, this
And
deliver
WhatsApp is
this.
the worst thing.
Yeah.
It,
How much have we tried
yeah.
to get away
avoiding
from
it, you can't.
Yeah, but we need to. There has to be a boundary. I
Boundary,
think
yeah.
now, and my team, the next projects, we need to stop WhatsApp work on Google Sheets.
Oh.
Okay.
So because I know the clients sometimes say, no, why I need this, but I said fair enough. But then let's have a boundary to it.
Right.
Correct.
So we have WhatsApp rules initially with the clients and the
Yeah.
contractors, but there has to be a limit on what needs to be put at what time and when, because then each one has their space.
That's
Right.
true.
You can't then once on WhatsApp not answer a client.
Yeah.
So from the new project, we want to clear those things before a project. Okay? We are trying as a professional company to work with professional ethics and timings. We respect yours. Please respect us, and we are giving you 100% in those times. Of course, there is an emergency. We are there, but otherwise, I think these boundaries need to be respected from both sides.
Yeah, I think I've seen couple of firms now changing their timings, like how you're doing. I know like Om Architects who has designed the store. Even now they have switched their timing like similar to yours, like 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
I
till
told my team I'm
5
ready to start
o'clock.
7 to 3 also.
Oh my God.
Doesn't make a difference. See, the point is, when are you most productive? As long as you're productive,
Yeah.
whether you put a 9 to 5 or a 10 to 8 does
It
not
doesn't
make a
matter.
difference.
Yeah.
And in your 8 hours, you're never 8 hours productive.
That's true.
True,
That's
true.
true.
So you need to find your ikigai, whatever they say, what is helping you. Because I think you have to come happy to office the next day.
Yeah,
If you don't, there's nothing I can do, nothing you can do.
that's true. Then
So to create that kind of an environment is very important,
Right.
which we are working on right now.
I was
That's
just going to
nice.
ask you a question, Ayan Sharan. So we're looking at your Instagram profile, your website, your team and all. And we wanted to understand, how did you start Shahen Mistry Architects?
So, as I told you that once I graduated, after my internship, I remember I had a friend at RNA Builders. They were reputed builders at that time, and working. And we asked him, he came up with an idea, there is a little opening. They're looking out for architects. And I remember him asking for a sales office design. So I had my classmate Anmol Varang.
okay.
Me and he had collaborated together, and we created some sketches, and they liked it.
Okay.
And they got us on board.
Nice.
And I remember at that time, the very small projects, like, there's this old building going under redevelopment.
Yeah.
Aap uska lobby design karo.
Okay.
So I started with a lot of these small lobbies, all the way in Chembur,
And
Ghatkopar,
this is which year
Kandivali.
we are talking about?
2004, 5.
Oh,
1 year immediately after graduated.
Okay, immediately.
Yeah. And what happened was, I used to set up the thing. I used to sit in a cab, go to Crawford Market.
Yeah.
You used to get these artificial flowers.
Right.
In 25,000, I used to set up the whole lobby by myself. I used to catch the watchman,
Yeah.
and
The small jugards
small
used to
jugaad that we used to do. I used to sometimes laugh, putting those plastic flowers. I remember we had done this one lobby at Chembur, and we were setting it up that day. So there's this little schoolgirl that used to keep on going, passing back in the evening.
Okay.
In the morning, it was all raw,
Yeah.
in terms of nothing decorated with the vases and the colors.
Yeah.
And evening she comes, and it just changed the whole look.
Okay.
And she enters the lobby, and she tells me, "Arey, ye apna building nahi hai, dusra building mein jana hai." And I said, "No, this is your building." And she's like, "Oh my God, wow, uncle." You've done so those small things, though it was 20 years back, still resonate with you.
Correct.
Because those are your small stepping stones that you
Right.
feel you've achieved. And I think one of the biggest breakthroughs that came my way was in 2006, where the same, so doing a lot of this small work for these builders, they had to do their head office.
Correct.
And that head office was 30,000 square foot.
Wow.
So, and you name, there was a Singapore firm working on it. There were all the top Indian architects working on it.
Okay.
6 of them had gone, and it had come to me 6 times
Okay.
from that owner, because now it become like part of their employee. I used to do a lot of
Okay,
small
nice.
things for them. And they knew that there was a young, creative, energetic boy wanting to do, and so they were helping me.
Yeah.
And it came to me as a project management thing.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to become a contractor.
Hmm.
And I kept on saying no to it. And then once I just sat to myself and said, okay, what can go wrong? Imagine taking up such a big project.
Yeah.
What confidence it would boost for me,
For you,
and
yeah.
my portfolio.
Right.
And I was scared because I was alone. I had no person with me that time. I didn't even have an office.
It
Okay.
was just you.
I used to work from home. I made another table next to me.
Yeah,
I used to have one employee, or I used to,
Okay.
some of my students used to help me, or Anmol or this other guy.
Nice.
And I decided to take it up. And I remember the owner putting up 300 sets of drawings and saying, okay, just go through it, take a week. We will change only 5% up and down. You just manage it. I said,
Okay.
how difficult can that be? So I started studying. See, that time I had no knowledge of AC, all this electrical conduiting, ducting, design I could do.
Yeah.
But to manage that was
Yeah,
a
in
big thing
day-to-day
for
life,
taking
yeah.
a builder project.
Yeah.
And you won't believe we retained only the plan, everything else we changed.
Is it?
Except the layout, the entire elevation from raw was modern.
Okay.
And we had collaborated with the French company Martex for all the furniture.
Okay.
I had quotations this much.
Oh my
To
God.
coordinate with them in French was chaotic.
Yeah.
It was madness. And
Okay.
I never knew. And I remember we gave all the measurements, and then the walls were plastered. It was a new building. After
Okay.
plastering POP, the sizes changed by almost 2 inches.
Correct.
Okay.
So the furniture was ordered as per the original. So we
Oh.
had to rechange all that.
Oh God.
And I had to, this one other junior of mine, Ninad, we made a nice office there at the site. He used to
Okay.
sit there 24/7. And we had a very good project manager.
Okay.
He helped me also understand and learn a lot of things.
The practicality
Yes.
of the building.
And once I did this, the confidence that I got,
Right.
no matter what, I mean, that kind of propelled me
Yeah.
to feel more comfortable on whatever challenge that is put.
Got it.
And I remember to gain my confidence also with this client was tough. I mean,
Okay.
I was what, 2-year past graduate,
Yeah.
and he used to call me to his office at 2 o'clock, and he used to take me at 12 o'clock in the night.
Oh.
Because that he used to stay closer. So we used to go through the whole office with his team, and I used to reach home at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And he used to tell me weird things like, you have no sense of color, this, that.
Okay.
You know how typical.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And slowly, once he saw the product,
Yeah.
he started believing in me. And the major breakthrough came is when I did his first show flat for a building in Kandivli.
Okay.
Okay, and after doing that show flat 3 BHK, totally, he had not interfered in that.
Oh.
That building sold out in 6 months.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
And he was so happy. He started giving CDs to
Yeah.
everyone. And
Oh.
that's the day, the confidence built up. So every time then when I went to meet him, he used to take me first. And he tell his
Okay.
team, Shahen, jo bhi bolta hai, wo close
Kar
kar
lo.
lo.
Nice.
And after that, I finished almost some 6-7 show flats for them.
That's
Wow.
nice.
And then, of course, other builders came in, and that's how we tied up.
Started the whole.
So that was how kind of SMA actually started post that. So 2007, I would say officially 2-3 years went in all these small things, and then
Right.
probably I took a small place
Yeah.
in rent next to my house. Got in most of my students
Okay.
who
Okay.
initially started with me because I could not afford anything that time. I just needed more people to move around on site
Yeah.
because I could not put myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then with these small projects, started building
Okay.
a team and pushing
That's
things
nice.
out.
What was the challenge you faced during this project?
Everything was a challenge. I mean, it was not a challenge, but I knew it was going to be tough because I didn't
Yeah.
have the resources nor the knowledge to take up something like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
But as I said, the project manager and the teams were very helpful,
Okay.
on understanding. And I used to ask a lot of questions. I still ask a lot of questions to even a carpenter. आप क्यों
Okay.
कर रहे हो ऐसा? क्या करो? That why is me, because that's the way you learn.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, and that's what, by just spending 2 years on that site,
Yeah.
I kind of learned something that I would probably never learn in the next 10 years of my life if I had not taken up that project.
Correct.
I think that taught you everything and got a job good.
Yes, I mean, the patience first.
Yeah.
Sitting from 2 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
How do you do
Okay,
that?
in a basement. and he used to say, I'm taking you in 10 minutes, taking you in 10 minutes.
Okay.
But it used
10
to go
मिनट
for
कभी
8
आता ही
hours.
नहीं है.
But then I got used to it. I just take my laptop and sit and design that.
Okay.
And learning new techniques, learning the technical part,
Right.
talking to companies abroad to understand how
I mean,
modular
that
furniture could
communication
relate.
also helped.
And if you see that office is fantastic because there's a marketing department, there is a HR department, there's an account department.
Right.
All have a different look and feel. So the marketing is
Yeah.
more stainless steel, more premium.
Okay.
Correct.
So there was this furniture store called Palette at that time. There were a lot of these learning parameters and factors that helped
Yeah.
me build the confidence and at least knowledge of material,
Yeah.
knowledge of understanding, knowledge
Yeah.
of how to talk to a contractor, what to inspect in terms of finishing.
Right.
That's
I mean, that kind of helped me really look at design in a very different way.
But what is the one day you remember was a mess and it turned out to be really good in that
On this
whole
side?
on the project what you worked on?
I think
There
there was
might
a
be
mess,
something.
but that one frightful moment came where I realized that all the quotations we finalized and then now furniture was not fitting on site.
Yeah.
And I was shitting bricks there. I didn't know how to approach the client, and I spoke to the project manager, and then we told them. But luckily, we had those margins for the loose furniture. So
Yeah.
even if we moved them by 2 inches, it was not really affecting
Okay.
too much
Okay.
place. But I was really nervous at that time because that
Yeah.
order was almost in crores for the furniture. It was
Yeah.
not a small
Yeah.
amount that time.
Yeah.
And
And that's
I didn't know how to approach him. And as it is, no matter what you tell those guys on the phone, they don't understand a thing. You're just repeating the same thing, and they say, "Pardon, I can't understand."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay."
Never mind.
Yeah, and you know, to get so much into costing and specs because
Yeah.
they work in and
Correct.
our thing is in feet and
Feet.
inches.
Yeah.
You know, so it was stressful, but I don't think it was chaotic. But you learn from those experiments. And I remember every evening that guy used to get like these packets of vada paos and garam chai, and then we used to sit
Nice.
together as a team and have
Yeah.
them. So those were some nice memories, I think. that
But you
we
didn't
had.
lose your mind looking at the number of quotations, number of drawings.
I didn't have a choice. I didn't know. I could not blame anyone because I was the only one doing
You
it.
took it up.
Yeah, but I think, as I said, the contractor and Parimar really helped and guided me
Right.
Yeah.
because he was almost 15 years in this field working on these projects. So he used to sit with me and say, "No, ye galat hai, you do it this way."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to be more into the creative aspect of the thing, and he's saying, "I'll manage the technical part of it."
Okay.
But I was learning as he was doing it. He would tell me, "Okay, if you do this detail, this is what will go wrong."
That's
So probably if I didn't have a smart
Yeah.
project manager,
Yeah.
this project could have been a disaster.
the guidance with you was
And I'm
perfect.
grateful for that.
That's very nice.
That's
Otherwise,
nice.
it's very tough to find
Yeah,
people
and
like.
in fact, he messaged me a few months back also. He
Okay.
shifted, I think, somewhere else right now, saying, "Any work?" I said, "Of course, if this project of this scale, I'll definitely get back to you."
Yeah. How does SMA looks as a design philosophy? What is the design philosophy for SMA?
So SMA is a team of young, talented designers, and we believe in creating a harmony between client needs,
Okay.
Yeah.
cutting edge technology, comfort,
Okay.
Okay.
and timeless elegance, I would say.
Okay.
Okay, and we believe that there has to be an intersection of all these points
Right.
Yeah.
to create a space that is meaningful,
Mm-hmm.
comfort,
Yeah.
and timeless in today's era,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
not compromising the client's needs at all.
Okay.
So to create a functional space
Mm-hmm.
with timeless aesthetics is very simply, if I put it.
Yeah.
I think we were going through your website and you have this one line that we do not say no to any design philosophy. But then how do you handle client requests when they come up with these Pinterest-worthy images and all that stuff?
See, there's a way. Each client is different and
Yes,
their
yes,
needs
Yeah.
are different. So we never reject a
Okay.
proposal, but we try and work around that
Okay.
with our expertise to guide them by tweaking it or using it.
Okay.
Okay.
So it depends on situation to situation, function to function, whether it's a bachelor pad or it's a client's house. And in a client's house, when you have a family of 6, there are that many more inputs
Yeah.
that you get.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are times where, how earlier, if this one design used to run through the whole house.
Yeah.
Okay,
Same
today
thing
it's
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today every room is different, so you don't need to. I mean, your room could be different, your room could
Yeah.
be different, and the public spaces have a common vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And post COVID, if you see, anything is good.
Yeah.
You've seen colors come up. I mean, something like this in the living room. Who would?
Yeah.
So design is very subjective. What I
Correct.
may like, you may not like, you may like.
Yeah.
As long as our clients like it, we really don't care. Because
Okay.
it's a personalized thing. It's not a common public space where everyone
That's
has to
true.
like it. Then that has a different scenario.
Okay.
But as far as an individual client
Client
is,
is concerned.
their needs, like this bungalow that we are
Yeah.
doing, is fantastic. The client has stayed in 40 cities
Ooh.
Okay.
in 40
So-
years, 44 years. So she wants a little bit of the UP mein she had these orchards outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they want the traditional jalis. Then they want the
Okay.
old wooden columns in Chennai. So
Oh.
how to amalgamate that in a house bungalow is
Right.
kind
That's
of
a challenge.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It
that's
is
a
a challenge.
Yeah.
So one of the challenges that the client puts us, and the other challenges are the plot on the site challenge,
Right.
and the third is if there is vastu involved, there's a third challenge.
Yeah.
So you're always firefighting these 4-5 things, and but that's our job
Yeah.
to kind of amalgamate and create a wonderful space which covers the client's needs, covers the functionality, see if technology can be incorporated in a smart way with today's times because that's the need
Right.
of the hour,
Yeah.
and at the same time have timeless elegance in the design.
That's nice.
Okay.
And we as a firm don't really believe in walls being cladded with marble because today's era design is like fashion. It changes every 2
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
People are changing houses in 5 years. Forget
Yeah.
design.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'll tell you a small. I remember my first project which I had done
Yeah.
in my internship,
Okay.
and we had this client who had come up, and that time wooden laminate flooring had just come to Bombay,
Okay.
and we suggested that piece to her, and
Okay.
she took it for almost 14 days. Tried
Wow.
every possible thing from baby poop to haldi
Oh
to
my
dahi to.
Oh God.
No, she told me I have
Okay.
tried it for because she had a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
She had
right.
dog also.
Okay.
Okay.
And she said, it's okay, but now you just put quota.
After trying.
Yeah. I want my house to stay 100 years without. That was the words I still remember.
Okay.
Today you ask that client 100 years, I don't know how many buildings he's going to change. So our design philosophy, where I say timeless, is by changing minimal,
Okay.
you will still adapt to the new trends.
Oh.
That means if you take out, change the fabrics, change your upholstery,
Yeah.
change a few artworks, you will get a different vibe of the whole house.
Correct.
Right.
That is the way we believe in design, because that's what the need of the hour is. I am stuck with an onyx wall, I can't do anything.
That's true. I mean, you're there forever.
Yeah. So also educating them on, of course, if a client wants a specific thing,
Yeah.
we don't, but we
Okay.
still tell them.
Okay.
But some people know we want it. You can't do anything
How
about
do you
it.
say no to them? Because
say
there are
no.
these
I have to
clients.
straight say no.
You say
Okay.
no.
If I don't like it, I say no.
Okay.
Okay.
See, there is no point forcefully saying yes to something because they have hired you for your
Right.
input.
Right.
Correct.
If you're not going to give your input, there is no point of us being on board.
That's true.
True.
So I tell them, okay, this is not what we would recommend, but if you want it,
We can.
the
still
ball
do
is
it.
in your court.
Okay.
Don't blame us tomorrow if it does not look good. More often than time, the client then come back, say, okay, no, you do what you want.
I mean, obviously. Yeah.
No, because see, there is no point just saying yes, because at the end, they will say, you said yes, you should have said no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It comes on
that's
you,
true.
So
right?
being honest is the best policy. Tell them what you are. They have hired you for your services.
Yeah.
Right.
Be honest. There's nothing wrong. You've safeguarded your interest from a design point.
Yeah.
And you're guiding, okay, this is not what is in, but this is something that is better that can be used.
Yeah.
But then it's her house, it's their vibe that they want. If they are happy with something like this behind, or they want a Jaroka behind, that's something that we'll have
That
to
is a
blend
personal.
with.
Yeah.
But it depends on the space, the constraint, because they see it in a Pinterest with the room is 500 square foot.
Right.
And they want to put the same thing in 100 square foot, it may not look the same.
Right.
That's true.
That's where we come in and explain that philosophically you are seeing a different scale. There is window and a skylight on top, which is not making it heavy. You have a window that is 3 feet by 3 feet. You cannot do the same design here.
Correct.
Probably then they understand.
Yeah. So, at SMA, when a client walks in by a reference or by looking at your Instagram, is there any set SOPs what you go through?
Of course.
Okay.
So, in fact, we've made a very interesting booklet now.
Okay.
For the last 2-3 times is when the client comes in. Of course, they've come through whatever word of mouth, Instagram. We invite them first, and we never try and close the deal on a phone.
Okay.
The first step is we want the client to know how we work.
Okay.
Okay, and not only explain, okay, we do this,
Yeah.
because it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Right.
And why we call them is because we get into a lot of finer details which everyone may not get into.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the client needs to understand what value SMA is giving them as a firm.
Okay.
Okay, you've come to us with a certain reputation or a certain call, but this is what we give you that much more. When they physically see the steps, they see the drawings, they see a questionnaire. So we have a detailed questionnaire we give them on an appointment,
Okay.
which covers right from a dog basket to a coat hanger.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's what I have learned in my 20 years of working is your planning is the most important stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of us assume, okay, if I'm doing your room, I'll assume that you don't need a dresser. Now, a dresser could be just a dresser with a mirror. It could be a sitting dresser. It could be just a storage dresser.
Right.
Yeah.
What of the three do you want? I may assume you want just a mirror. After my design concepts are done, you say, no, I actually wanted a sitting dresser. What happens? I'm going back to the drawing board and changing the whole process.
Yeah.
So I rather give you that option in that design brief,
Okay.
where it also sometimes makes you think, because see, you've been living in a particular style.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, post-COVID, we all realize what more we need in a house.
Yeah.
So when you are filling in that, you are consciously now remembering, no, this was not there and now I need it.
Correct.
Okay.
So it also helps you reconnect to your design process thought as a requirement, and it helps us plan better. Now, there may be 20 things, you may take 19. All 19 may not be possible in the house, but we will say, okay, 16 of these I can give you.
Correct.
Okay, so once, and then we have a meeting back with you.
Okay.
Okay, we probably cut down yes, no,
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
of layouts.
Yeah.
Once that is done, every stage is approved on email for us to go on the next stage.
Okay.
Then we show them mood boards, we show them this, then the 3Ds are coming. And one of another USP of our company is that the 3Ds that we give you are 99% actual what you see on site.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So if you later on check the Instagram, there are some where I've shown the 3D and the actual. You will
Yeah,
not
yeah.
really make out. which
Yeah,
is it.
it's a 3D
so
or a
we invest time
Correct.
in the 3D. It's not कि वो 3D वाले को दे दिया. I will make 15 changes with him. I want this curtain, I want this accessory, I want this color.
Yeah.
Right.
Because then I want the client to enjoy and come in and you will get that same look. We don't want you firefighting through the whole process कि ये क्यों नहीं हुआ, ये क्यों नहीं हुआ.
Yeah.
And I think the 3Ds become mandatory because most of us, they show you, we show them an elevation, but they don't understand depth.
Correct.
All clients cannot visualize that.
That's
Right.
true.
Then okay, I thought this was this was the 3D
Yeah.
mein, what even a layman can understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is what you see and you're paying and we're giving it to you. Simple. Minor variations in fabrics and this can happen, but that's fine. So it's a very systematic process to go to the next approval, go to the next approval, go to the next.
Okay.
And then of course there are certain selection visits that we do together.
Yeah.
And then pretty much
How do you handle clients when, if, for example, it's a family, a particular person likes this, but the other person doesn't like that. So then what do you do in that situation?
No, we've had that recently, and that has delayed the project by almost 6 months.
Oh,
my
my God.
But we now really start. See, every time it starts smoothly, but somewhere there is that block.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what every site gives you, these challenges where you fight and then learn on the next site how to better them. So we make it very clear on a new project. Okay, we will listen to one person.
Okay.
Okay, one person gives it. You all can talk in the middle, but I will not take one comment from here, one comment from here, one comment from here.
Okay.
One person has to be the authoritative decision maker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you all discuss within. Let us know what the final is and we'll proceed. So I mean, it's just more about talking, and we've never taken our clients as clients.
Okay.
The minute we are on board, we believe it's a family.
Correct.
And I also never, if you talk to any of my clients, I still have my first client whose house I'd done, in fact, which I forgot to mention. The first project was in college when I'd done in my 5th standard.
Oh.
In my
What?
5th year, yeah.
Fifth standard, I was
Sorry,
like,
5th year.
Fifth year,
So
fifth
there
year.
was a friend, I'll come to that one second.
Yeah.
But as I said is, if you're not comfortable talking to me, you
Yeah.
should be okay and say, Shahen, this design is something I don't like.
Correct.
If you're not, then the project is not going to work.
Okay.
That's true.
And I should be able to confident enough to you, okay, what you're choosing is going to look horrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way,
Yeah,
but what
yeah.
I'm saying is that it's like talking to a family member.
Yeah.
Because otherwise what happens, sometimes the ratio ke aap bana diya, but then I don't like what I've done. If I'm a person who likes a messy life and you give me a very clean minimalistic room,
I'll not
in
like
2
it.
days I'm going to make it messy. And I'm never going to hire you again as an architect.
Yeah.
Got it.
So how do I create a messy room in a smarter way which still looks messy but still
Yeah.
looks organized?
Correct.
So that comfort factor is very important between the two to create a good project.
Okay.
Correct.
So being honest and
Right.
being comfortable. If both are there, I think nothing is not manageable. Just tell them, okay, we need this answer from one person. Whether you give it or you give it, but then I'll follow that. And then we
Okay.
Google it and minute it to them saying that we are going ahead with this answer. Please
Later
confirm.
don't. Yeah.
Once you confirm, only we
It's
will start.
confirmed.
So there are
Okay.
ways to tackle it.
I mean,
there
it's
is
one
no-
of a very good approach to
there is no
tackle
standard
this
process. Every client, then we have to adapt.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, I.
I mean, that's a good way of getting a clear answer from one
You
person.
need to be clear, otherwise you can't design. Yeah. Otherwise they will say, ये भी दिखाओ, वो भी दिखाओ, ये भी
सब
दिखाओ.
करो, ये करो, वो करो.
So when do you stop that changes? When do you stop the changes and all
So
that?
we do, once we make our GFCs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when we make it very clear there's a change, it is chargeable.
Oh.
At concept level, minor changes, we are okay. See, color you can change. We've said blue का आपको pink करना है बाद में, as long as goes, we'll make options.
Correct.
Okay.
But once I do the whole detail set and now you say, I don't want this cupboard here, I want this cupboard here,
Yeah.
then there is the whole thing change. But वो
Right.
ऐसा कभी हुआ नहीं है.
Oh, nice.
That's why I said we have a very systematic process and we do thorough brainstorming on each scope of progress that we do.
Okay.
That means if the planning is we discuss the pros and cons there, once there may be changes there, we do it then. Once that is approved, the plan does not change.
Okay.
Loose furniture में थोड़ा shift हो सकता है, but
Right.
fixed furniture does not change.
Correct.
So then there is movement.
I think what's interesting about your design philosophy and all, I saw this on your website, sustainability. want to explain more about that? What exactly are you talking about?
See, sustainability is a very difficult word, and a lot of people say sustainable, but it's really not sustainable. I mean,
Yeah, the eco-friendly term comes
yeah,
in.
so to me, sustainability is all about managing. See, in a interiors, you can't really do too much sustainability, but in a bungalow or a station, is about using the local materials available, using materials which are less of CO2 emission,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, more green environment.
True.
So if you can manage things with that,
Right.
it becomes more sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
But for to be more sustainable, the clients
Yeah.
need to be on the same sync.
Yeah.
You can't have tremendous luxury with sustainability also, because then you need air conditioners, you need.
Yeah.
So it's a very vague and debatable topic,
Correct.
Okay.
and you need to have the right client, the right mindset, the right location
Yeah.
to go as much sustainable
Okay.
as you can to help the environment survive better.
Yeah.
But you implement these practices within your.
Wherever we can, we do. But as
Okay.
I said again, we are designing for someone.
Right.
Yeah.
So the person we are designing for needs to be, because sustainability is also not cheap.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I was just with the
People
budget
think
goes high.
sustainability सस्ता होता है, नहीं है
नहीं,
ऐसा.
नहीं, it's not
It's
cheap.
in fact the other way around.
Exactly.
You know, to get creative craftsmen, to,
Right.
you know, even if you do a rammed earth wall, it's
Yeah.
not cheap.
Yeah.
Condition to condition, client to client.
Yep.
It's not a generalized term that you can say that my building is sustainable.
Right.
So it's challenging that.
Challenging. Yeah.
Sure. You wanted to mention something about your project in the 5th year.
Yeah. So that was my first project.
Okay.
Actually, the second project. My first project was in my 4th year.
Okay.
I
Okay.
designed a watchman's cabin for the colony that I stay in.
Oh,
Oh, that's
nice.
nice.
And I used to look at it as it was the Taj Mahal I built.
Yeah,
You know,
at that
and I
time.
had to first to pass that design between 15 Parsi elderly Parsis was the task.
Oh.
Oh my God.
And I remember one person saying, "Why do you want to give the watchman so much luxury?" I said, "They're human beings." So I designed it's a 8 feet by 8 feet space, but I
Okay.
had this pebble floor where greenery comes
Yeah.
in.
Oh,
And
nice.
very nice, but I had to go with a 100-year-old colony, that vibe.
For that one.
One watchman's
Oh,
cabin.
God.
But luckily it got passed and made, of course, they made a few tweaks.
Right.
But every time I used to enter the gate, I used to smile, have a big smile on my face, because it was the first thing I used to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first
So, yeah,
design
that was
you
my
have.
first build design project by myself.
Yeah.
So I was super proud of it.
How was it
Right.
chiching?
Yeah, I was super excited. And I used to everyone say, "That's what I've done. That's what I've done." And
I mean, that's a proud
yeah,
moment.
super. I don't care if it was a small thing, but I was so happy. And then I remember my neighbor. She
Okay.
was in commercial arts.
Mm-hmm.
Her friend's neighbor wanted to do a house. He's a jeweler.
Okay.
And in 2003, this was in my
Okay.
final year. So he came up to me, very small 1 BHK at Mahim he had. And he said, "I
Okay.
want you to do my living room and 1 bedroom."
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, "See, I can do the design, but execution will." He said, "Yeah, no problem."
Okay.
So I did the design and he was so impressed, saying, "I want you to do execution."
Oh.
I said, "I have no knowledge about this." He said, "No, we'll figure out."
Okay.
And I'm not joking. The living room, the sofa was the living room was exactly where this carpet ends, the width.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. And I learned so much again. We designed a foldable dining table which had that suitcase concept, you know.
At
the
that
At
time?
that time,
Yeah, I was just
2003.
going to say
My
that
God.
time.
I mean, it was hilarious. I had to do so much R&D.
Okay.
And you know, when you are just passed out of college, you have these creative walls that you do overdo
Yeah,
with those
yeah.
panels. And I remember doing that wall. It had all these multiple panels with a TV
Okay.
and had different images inside.
Okay.
And when he made the ply paneling,
Okay.
I stood there and I said, "No, I'm finding this very heavy." And I was so scared to tell that guy that I want to break this because I'm not liking it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Luckily, the client was super. He said, "You're comfortable, tod do."
Totally.
And at the end, I just painted my wall a lemon yellow
Okay.
and put 3 creative artworks and a shelf. And it looked so
Oh.
beautiful.
Okay.
Nice.
And I remember my fees that time was 16,000 rupees for that.
Oh.
Oh.
And the client gave me 4,000 rupees more.
Oh,
He said, "No,
nice.
you
that's
deserve it." And I
Oh.
could not stop. So at first I said, "No, I can't take it." He said, "No, that's for me. You keep it. I'm
that's
very
so
happy with your
nice.
work." So
Wow.
that actually
Boosted you up to.
inspired and gave me that much more confidence that I can do things even without any practical knowledge.
Correct.
And I have done 5 years architecture. So interiors
Yeah.
was just one elective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was no background. So everything that, as I said, I learned from this site. This was before my internship also.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in the internship,
Internship. Yeah.
where you start seeing those smaller things, what a painter does, how to see a good finish,
Correct.
and things like that.
Nice.
So maybe this project was that little
That little push that
gratifying.
gives
Yeah,
you.
push. Your work is appreciated, and that's what any designer wants.
Yeah.
You know, however small a thing he does, it's being appreciated by people.
true.
That just gives you confidence to move up to the next level of
Right.
going ahead.
Yeah.
Nice. And that 1 BHK was what scale you were talking about that time?
Very small. I'm saying that there was
This
one
was
living
a
room, a
living
little balcony,
Bed.
and part of his bedroom.
And now what scale are you doing now?
Now, whatever comes.
Okay.
Yes, I don't
Like from
See,
small to big.
To me, scale does not make a difference. The project and the client makes a difference.
Okay.
So I have done a 650 square foot house for my friend right now.
Oh.
Why? Because I found that very challenging. See, it's very easy to put in something in 10,000 square foot.
Correct.
But to put the same requirements for a
Yeah.
family
650
of 3
square
in
feet.
650 square foot is challenging.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's turned out fantastic. How we've used creative. So there's a bed with a window behind. So instead of curtains, we have this whole sliding panel with a mural
Oh.
which goes inside. And how the kitchen becomes an extension into the living room.
Yeah.
So I think, and of course, he's a close friend. But I think those things challenge me.
Okay.
And sometimes you need to challenge your brain to do different stuff and different fit things. I think the smallest kitchen I'd done was in an 8 feet by 8 feet block.
Oh.
Oh.
That was a challenge. I had to fit in a washing machine, I fit in a mini dishwasher.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, and we did it. I mean,
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly
that's
this
challenging.
square.
Exactly.
Exactly this square.
Yeah.
Okay. A washing machine or the
Everything in that.
everything.
In an old Parsi house. But I think these things, then you feel proud, you know, you've done that, and then someone
Yeah.
tells me I have a 15 by 15 kitchen, I'm finding it small, I look at them and said, come on.
Boss, 8 by 8 is like, yeah.
It's on needs, it's on
Yeah.
requirements, and it's on what you have.
Correct.
That's the fun. I think every project gives you some kind of a challenge, some kind of a push, or some kind of a
Yeah.
learning.
Right.
Depends on what you grasp from it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I remember when we were talking, you said that your design philosophy depends on your mood. Whatever you like to design depends on your mood.
No, not on my mood, but yes, sometimes the mood affects. Where I've always been a lover of white. I love white.
Yeah, you
interiors.
told me you love white.
But I don't know, post-COVID, suddenly I've started liking color.
Okay.
Oh.
And that's because we all realize how depressing it was and how
Yeah.
the value of greens come in.
Yeah.
When I say it does not necessarily have to be pop-up color, but the beige, the browns
Right.
have
Yeah.
got negated. Now people want color, you know, the mint greens, the powder
Yeah.
blues, the pastel
Yeah.
pinks,
Right.
and anything that is soothing. So, I mean, you keep on seeing what makes me happy, I feel will make someone else happy. It's like that. I keep on relating, and I tell my team also that if I'm designing a restaurant, you can't only think as a designer. You have to think as a customer, you have to think as the waiter.
You have to think from all
Yes,
perspectives.
on how the space is being used.
True.
Then only you will be designing a good space.
True. Right.
Okay, so same way, put yourself as the client or put yourself in that room. Sometimes as designers, we tend to force our ideologies on the client,
Yeah.
which may backfire sometimes. Don't curb them, but try and see what they like and add your strength to that to better it. That's a smarter way of working, I would say.
Right.
Otherwise, you may lose the client. The project may turn out, but he may not like it. It's not as per him, it's like as per you.
Right.
Rather be in the client's shoes and understand what they are.
Yeah.
And
What
that's
they
when,
want.
you know, that's why till now I can proudly say I've not even lost a single client who I've started with.
Wow.
That same
nice.
client whose house we did up, that 1 BHK, he
Yeah.
called me 15 years later to do up his small office
Okay.
at Javeri Bazaar.
Okay.
Sweet. I mean, you know, the connection. Of
Yeah,
course, I could
yeah.
not do it that time because I was really tied up. But he said, no problem, you know, but how are you? And things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's what we build. We try and build a relationship with our clients
Yeah.
because that's what is better than any social media branding. I
Sure.
mean, the word of mouth is still the strongest
Yeah.
mean of getting work.
That's true.
What is the weirdest client request you have got?
When you say weirdest means what?
Like,
I mean, maybe the most challenging. Or
not challenge is weird. Like, why would you want to do that?
Oh, that there are a lot of cases that I don't like half the things. that
Like,
they say, but-
like.
No, I mean, sometimes I go. I had this one client. I'm not a designer who likes using gaudy stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
Like this gold and
You
bling,
like
I don't
simple,
like that. Yeah,
minimal.
I like
Okay.
matte. I like modern,
Minimal, yeah.
contemporary. And I remember she had a beautiful old heritage house,
Yeah.
and she wanted to make it Dubai type.
Okay.
Because
Bling,
the
bling.
son- this is Dubai and she wants that. And I remember we put these blue onyx tiles in the entire floor, totally against my wish.
Okay.
But now I want it. No, there was a
Okay.
point. Now I was trying to help her in that. And then when she went to this one tile store, and I'm trying to look at these matte tiles, and she goes to the ekdam gold, those biscuit tiles. I want this in my entire bathroom.
Oh God.
And then I said, okay, now I leave it to you. Choose the tiles.
Okay.
I will just say what is really bad. I will say no.
Okay.
But you see, after a point, when you know that the client really loves this, there's no point counter reacting to it.
True.
Okay. And you have to take it as that one house that is there. Now, client is happy, I am happy.
Right.
Yeah.
So, these were certain things where I really didn't like any of the bathroom, but she loved them. She kept on showing off to everyone. See this
Okay.
bathroom and this.
Okay.
Now, I think that's life. Yeah, as long as they are happy, everything does not need to make you happy.
Right.
You've done your job in giving that satisfaction. That's what the client is come to you for.
True.
Yeah.
That's how I think we go. And
So later on past the year, she never called you and be like, nah, I don't like it anymore.
no, she loves it.
She still loves it.
She
Okay.
loves it. She spoke to me the other day on some other issue, but she's saying everyone who's come has loved my bathroom tiles.
The blue onyx
And the
gold.
blue onyx. The blue onyx is still not that blue. It's like a nice powdery blue.
Subtle,
Okay.
But I would never use it in a floor if I had a choice. But
Right.
anyway, now she wanted blue, gold, and zinc thing.
This is okay. It's not that weird.
अबे इतना भी weird तो ऐसा situation नहीं, but like these small instances, like sometimes the client will just ask for a very weird looking concept,
Yeah.
and then I would say no, it just doesn't go.
Like we have someone on the podcast who has said the client wanted the wash basin next to him. So when he gets up, so he can directly wash his hands and there he's ready for the day.
Yeah, but now Bombay flats are only so much, and no matter where you do, you can still wash that. Yeah? I mean, I don't see any difference in that. But I had a friend, I think he had come on your show.
Should we name all them? Season 1 or season 2?
No. Give me the name.
Girish.
Girish. So he's super friend.
He's-
I love
yeah.
him. Okay, he was also Rachna product.
Yeah.
And he told me a story which he's saying he had a client where the client wanted a big TV in front. I don't know whether they told you all that story. He wanted to play video games sitting on the board.
Yes, in the
Yeah,
toilet.
yeah,
Yes.
So I mean, there must be 100 clients who have given weird things to the architect, but I've never had something very weird like this asked me. Because I think I clear off very clearly in the start of what my expectations are and what their expectations are.
Okay.
But you never know. I may
After
get
this
one.
podcast.
Yeah. Probably in the next third, fourth season, the new podcast, I may have more stories on this.
Cool.
Nothing as such as this. I mean, they're all different in their own ways. Depends on what is weird.
We are moving on to another segment called the Whisper Challenge. It is a challenge between you all two who wins the hamper.
Yeah.
The challenge is very simple. One of y'all will be having loud music and the other one has to guess what the word is. Cool? So we are going ahead with you first with the loud music.
Pop art.
Pop art.
Nice!
Good one. Yeah. Second. Bohemian.
Bowling pin.
No.
Okay. Bohemian.
Bore me.
I hope you're not.
Okay. Bohemian.
Is this a song?
No.
Okay, so these songs are for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you can play anything. Yeah, I thought I had to guess the song.
No. Okay.
So you're just giving words.
Yeah.
I'm not shouting, no?
No.
What?
Okay. Bohemian. Next. Okay. Facade.
First cut.
Okay, close.
First.
Facade.
Farsan.
Okay, it's facade.
First.
Facade.
Stand.
How will I explain? Okay.
You can do sign languages, it's okay.
Okay.
That will be dumb charades.
That is dumb charades. No, not allowed. Okay. It's facade.
Facade.
Because you did this.
Cheating. Next one. Pattern.
Battery. Magazine.
Okay. Pattern.
Mattress.
No. Pattern. No.
Try again.
Pattern. Pattern.
MacBook.
No, not Mac. Okay, next. This is okay. Wallpaper.
Wallpaper.
Oh, this was easy.
This is easy. I can go on. Okay. The last one. Industrial.
He's like, huh?
Industrial. No, right? It's tough. It's tough.
Guess.
Next one.
Okay. That's it.
You want to try again? Try the last
Okay,
one.
you want to try again?
I can't hear what she's saying.
Okay. Industrial.
This you're repeating it.
Yeah. Industrial. No? Industrial.
Literature.
Okay, let's cut. Done. We are done.
What was
It's
that
loud, right?
Yeah.
It's
You missed out on
Industrial.
industrial.
So that was tough, yeah.
Yeah, that was
It only the same lip reading it was. What was the second one?
Bohemian.
Bohemian.
You got 4 right.
yeah. You want 4.
What did I say for this?
Bohemian.
Battery, something
Battery
you
or
say.
something you said.
Oh, that was tough actually.
Yeah. I mean, you have to lip read, but still you could guess 4.
Fasad, farsan.
That was close, but Fasad,
Yeah,
Farsan.
Yeah. Blue biz. Blue something. Blue. Okay. Blue is right. Okay, can you say it again?
So you can
Blue
say the word now.
is. I'm not getting the second one. Next.
Prince.
No.
Blue Prince.
Blue something. I'm not able to get.
Go to the next one.
Courtyard.
Dockyard.
Close.
Courtyard.
Yard is right. Okay. Dockyard. No, that is not.
Courtyard.
Okay, yard I'm getting the half.
He's getting
I did the
half
first
of points.
Okay, next. Okay.
Chandelier.
Oh my god.
It's tough. It's tough.
Chandelier.
My god. Okay. Repeat it.
Chandelier.
Chandelier.
Good.
Nice too.
Music चालू है ना?
Yeah.
It's full.
Accent wall.
Accent wall.
Nice. Okay. He knew.
Ottoman.
Okay, repeat.
Ottoman.
Occupant.
Ottoman.
Opulent.
Bhaiya.
No.
Yeah.
Both, if he says that also I can give him. Huh? Ottoman.
Occupancy.
No.
Opulent.
No.
Okay.
Ottoman.
Okay.
So next,
okay,
next.
Let's move.
Statement piece.
Okay. And again.
Statement piece.
No, I'm not able to guess.
Statement piece.
Statement.
Right.
Statement. And there's second word. Okay, statement is one.
Piece.
Statement piece.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, 4-4 tie now.
हो गया अभी क्या करूँ?
Oh,
Done?
before we get into that fun zone, I think Shahen sir has a question
Yeah.
for you.
So we wanted to know a project which is close to your heart.
There have been quite a few. In fact, every project
I
is
know,
close
I
to
need
our
to
heart.
see
that.
But
One.
I will tell you one. It's a tough one. One, I would label the first project the 30,000 square foot one.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
that was a stepping stone for me.
Right.
Yeah.
But lately, if you say, was the Parsi Dairy farm renovation.
Okay.
One, because we were working in an extremely tight deadline. Being a dairy shop, the shop had to function while it was being done.
Okay.
Oh.
And the challenge that we had was marrying a 107-year-old legacy to a modern twist.
Oh
Nice.
my
You know,
god. Okay.
to do it. So it was very, very challenging. It was
Yeah.
because we've never done a retail store like that first. So it was
Mhm.
first of its kind. And the detailing that went into it, right from the stained glass facade. You know, so when we got a facade, the first vision that we had is we wanted a passerby to stop and look at that store.
Okay.
Okay.
And we can proudly say that we've achieved that mission because every person who passes by stops, looks at that store.
Yeah.
Okay, on that Princess Street. And it's not a conventional facade like ACP board. It's like wood. It has stained glass, customized design. It has ACP, and the challenge was working with an old building,
Yeah.
which had its own. So retaining the facade of it, adding the new branding, the window displays,
Yeah.
and still getting the essence of not losing that old customer,
Right.
Yeah.
but at the same time making him feel more the new upgrade and the
Yeah.
modern twist, keeping the old traditional quality as
Right.
is. So I would tip that a little higher today,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
one is we enjoyed. I remember standing with my team at 1 a.m. in the midnight on that street trying to
Okay.
get the lighting correct on the facade.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a lot of physical challenges that we faced with the
Right.
structure, because there's a loft on top with metal sections and pipes running through. And the challenge was we had only 7.5 feet ceiling height.
My
Oh.
God, that's too low.
Yes, so we could not do anything there. But
Yeah.
to
Okay.
work around that space, to get the logistics, to get the details, to sort that out and still turn out a wonderful project was something I would rate slightly higher.
How did you get that, legacy into the modern? I mean, I'm for sure you.
So of course the
process-
clients were very, very involved in this, because
Okay.
and we also had a branding team on board for the packaging. So
Okay.
this was because see, Parsi Dairy has its name,
Right.
but we needed to lift it up to
To
a
the-
different
yeah.
generation right now,
Yeah.
because not still many people know about it.
Yeah.
And people still come because of its pure some stuff that they have.
Yeah.
But to give it that lift in today's times, to get the youth also more knowing about the product and the brand, had to have something eye-catchy and fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So being a twist in the packaging, getting the packaging upgraded to make it more colorful, more fun, more interactive.
Right.
And that had to also blend with the design. And the red, blue color, white colors
Yeah.
of the Parsley Farm had to be echoed everywhere. So it's in
Yeah.
the packaging, it's in the floor, it's in the decor.
Right.
And still using those ornate moldings on the display counter, not just keeping them as those clean contemporary ones, adds that legacy to it.
Right.
And it's a very beautiful legacy of 107 years. So when you enter,
Yeah.
you are greeted with a historic wall
Okay.
showcasing all the original, the founders, the equipments used have
Yeah.
been put up on that wall, right? From those
Nice.
milk cans.
Wow.
And of course, the space was restricted and the
Right.
requirements were there. But
I
I think
know.
it's, and the red door that we came up with, I
Yeah.
think was fantastic. It's just there in front of you to appreciate.
That's nice.
But
So I
how
think-
did you do all this while the site was still on?
That's the challenge we do.
Yeah,
If
I
give
mean,
you all
I'm
the
just
secrets, then how-
imagining.
I mean, it was tough. So we had to shift the whole dairy to a small Swiggy zone, which is the takeaway zone, which is
Okay.
hardly maybe 6 feet by 15 feet. So we were
Okay.
operating from there
Oh, okay.
till we did the 1100 square foot of the shop on this side. And then there were
Right.
those 1 week of interface delay where we had to put a temporary partition, knock off this, move here,
Yeah.
and use the existing store from a window facade where customers still could take some products.
Okay.
Oh,
And only for 2 or 3 days we had to completely shut it.
okay.
So it was, I mean, see, it's a food preservation company, so you have to be very careful
right.
also.
Yeah.
So how we had
Yeah.
to seal off the areas.
Correct.
and It was,
One of its
yeah,
kind.
But
but
one
it's
of
one of a
its-
kind project
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
I would probably cherish and remember all my
Forever.
life.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, connecting the 100 years old to the modern
It's-
culture.
Yes, and the point is it's been appreciated.
Yeah.
After
Correct.
it's being done. So it's and you are proud every time I pass Princess Street.
Mm-hmm.
I always turn and look at that piece. And you,
Yeah.
when you go there, also you feel proud of doing something. Like
Right.
every architect or designer has those 5-6 projects maximum in his lifetime where he can really be proud and associated with that
True.
as a public project. I'm not talking about private
Right.
projects,
It's a
but as
public
something
project.
like a public recognition where people use it and appreciate it.
Correct.
And I think then we've opened 2 stores, one in Borivali and Ghatkopar
Oh, wow,
also. now.
nice.
Oh wow. So that also you only
The
did.
same concept
Same
is
concept.
followed there.
Okay.
But of course, the scales are different, shops are
Right.
different,
Yeah.
but the prototype stays the same.
Okay.
Okay.
So are you fully engrossed in every project or your team handles it? When do you take that step back?
So I used to be this person who could not
Okay.
move out from a project, but then
Okay.
that kind of made me realize that I can't grow. I cannot get so involved in every project where I cannot think of the other
Yeah.
project.
Right.
So yes, involvement is still 100%, but to the extent where the design philosophy goes.
Okay.
So I am there with the team till the design. Every material is passed through me.
Okay.
But then the site management, the drawings, I let the team manage.
Okay.
There's an issue, I'm always there to back them up. But they also need that freedom. So the designing is
Right.
done by them in conjunction with me. We sit on the drawing boards, we do changes, and once the 3Ds are signed off they follow.
Okay.
And then of course the material selections happen through me with the client and the team. So that way I need to be involved.
Okay.
I don't just leave a project.
Leave the project,
Because see, the client finally comes to you.
Exactly.
Correct.
Okay, not to the team.
Right.
Correct.
So I need to also make the team understand the essence of SMA and the vision of SMA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they are also coming from different backdrops.
Yeah.
Correct.
They worked in X firm, may have a different ideology,
Yeah.
Y firm. So they need to first align to SMA's vision of understanding, which they have picked up.
Okay.
Okay. But yes, there is still that little personal design that
Yeah.
comes
The
in, which I
personal
still
touch is there.
encourage as long as it's in the same ideologies and the same line.
Okay.
So they also feel, okay, I'm
Right.
giving an
The
input,
part
I'm
of-
not just getting an
yeah.
input. Yeah. And that way I need to at least see that the design ideologies and the vision are matching with line. So that's why I have to be involved.
Correct.
So if there's a tweak, I tell them, no, probably, get this down or reduce the impact of the gaudiness that is there.
Right.
Get a
Yeah.
little bit of rustic material coming in. And that's how I think it fits in properly for all.
You said you hire young talent or freshers, as I may say. What do you think about the new Gen Z coming in?
So we now have a mix.
Okay.
So there were times where I had more freshers. Now I have building up around a core where there are people who are at least 6 to 15 years in the field.
Okay.
So out of the 10 people, 6 are like that.
Okay.
And then we have 2 interns.
Okay.
We have a guy who is 3 years fresher,
Yeah.
who started 2 years with us. So probably when he joined, he was just 6 months or 1 year old. The new gen is definitely more talented in terms of software,
Right.
Okay.
the creative aspect. They're more social media savvy,
Right.
Yeah.
which we are a little backdated in.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of balances the old school and the new school, which is very important in today's time. One way will not work. So
Okay.
for me also, the whole process of recruiting has changed on what I need to build around. You still need those newer ideas, newer energy, fresher energy in office to balance sometimes the
Right.
the soberness that is continued. So it's a give and take. Yes, they need to be a little more responsible, but I think that comes with time and thing. You cannot just expect that. We were also not responsible when we started.
Correct.
So I think
But do you think they have the patience level and all?
if you train them the right way and educate them, yes.
Okay.
So I have touchwood had a very good batch that is working with me, and they're still there at least 2 years with me. Who
Oh,
started.
nice.
And we as an office also try and do a lot to keep them happy, motivated.
Okay.
Okay, we are trying these creative days in 2 days in a week or
Okay.
in a month,
Okay.
where they have to come up with creative ideas, and then we are
That's
trying to do
nice.
team building exercises.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as a firm, it's important. That's where the self-learning for me also comes, that you have to keep on adapting to newer times. You cannot have your own ideologies which were there 10 years back and continue them, because
Continue,
the lot changes,
Right.
Yeah.
and it is going to keep changing. There's nothing that you can do.
True.
Right.
Okay, but as long as you can keep them and as long you're giving them a
Yeah.
growth possibility, I see them continuing with you as they're happy. And that what I would do if I was in a firm. I would see that the environment, whether the firm is also investing in my growth.
Yeah.
So we also have the little goals that we set, personal and professional, at the
Okay.
start of the year, and I try and sit with them and help them solve those. At the same time, push them to also have a professional goal to help SMA grow
Yeah.
together.
Mm-hmm.
And the simple funda is we all grow together. It's not one
Yeah.
person growing.
I think that is what is important in
Yeah, it is,
any
it
firm
is.
or wherever
It is.
you're working.
It is,
in
and
today's
that balance, the
Yeah.
right balance between the young gen and
Yeah.
the current lot and the older lot is
Yeah.
important, because knowledge is past,
Yeah.
newer skills are past, and
Right.
it's a good give and take, I would say.
True.
Okay. So, sir, you mentioned about social media. I just wanted to understand your perspective of social media. Do you have to be, like many architects post their projects and what they are doing in their day-to-day life? Do you think you have to follow the trend?
I don't believe in it.
Okay.
I never believe in. So I don't like social media so much.
Okay.
But that's the need of the hour. See, it's
Okay.
not what I like.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a very simple example given to me by one of my old uncles who's a businessman. And he
Okay.
said, I host parties for my victory is not to boast about my victories, but to let people know what I'm good at.
Okay.
Correct.
And same way, give me an example is, if there is a fruit vendor walking, apple vendor walking in your colony, and he has the best apples, but if he's only going to walk without informing people that his apples are unique, no one's going to know about it. But if he goes
True.
door to door and at least tells people, okay, I have a different lot,
Yeah.
people are going to buy it. So you have to let people know what you're good at. You're
Correct.
putting your work on social media. People can know that there is SMA who does good work
Right.
Correct.
and does this kind of work. Okay, I'm not a person who would like to put what I do every day in life. That's not me.
Okay.
Okay, and till I don't like, because it's screen time, it's irritating.
Okay.
So till the last 4 months, I used to do everything by myself, but then I said I cannot manage it because it's too taxing. You
It is.
cannot keep, and people, when you are on social media, need continuous update. You can't post once in 15 days. There is no value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, and I said I can't take up so much. So then I've hired this one friend who manages the page. So now
Okay.
I have a screen time of 1 hour on my Instagram.
Oh.
I just let it go, and that in that 1 hour is not that I'm checking other people's work. I'm only looking out for work that can help me,
Okay.
like creative people, bungalows, or people, because that's what you can have a target audience.
Yeah.
Okay, and I give her a brief, she does it, I let her manage it.
Yeah.
So it's taken off that headache from my
Okay.
head. And I told her the main aim is to show people what can help them, to showcase SMA's work,
Correct.
and to also get team. So we do these YouTube videos. I even make my
Yeah.
team talk.
Oh,
It's
that's
not only me talking. So we did this one project where we're having this Spaces and Stories edition by us.
Okay.
So this one residence where the designer was working also spoke a little about the bathroom. So they
Okay.
also feel involved because they've put in that hard work.
Right.
That's true.
You know, and it's important to give credit to your team when due.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not
True.
you taking the credit, because
Yeah.
you are you because of
Them.
your
The
team.
team. Yeah.
So that is what we encourage. And there is this young boy who, so even we style our own shoots.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, so they like that, because they like that I say, okay, you do it.
Okay.
Why should I hire someone else when I have my in-house team?
Yeah.
Okay, and he loves this social media thing. So he
Okay.
tells me, sir, you should wear this on this shoot. So I asked him, what should I wear today? So we wear a black shirt and this pant or white
Oh,
pant or this. I said,
nice.
okay. And then he'll tell me, okay, you, for this shoot, every shoot that we take, because, you know, till last year, I didn't have any photo of mine. I
Oh,
had
is
this
it?
one photo for some wedding. I'd taken a selfie that I used to put everywhere.
Okay.
So my team used to get, damn it, sir, you need to take photos. I said, I'm not a person who does all this. I don't enjoy all this.
Yeah.
So now every photo shoot that we do,
Yeah.
I tell the photographer to take some of my pictures. So magazine mein aa gaya,
Yeah.
podcast mein aa
Okay.
gaya, awards mein aa gaya. You can't have that same photo put.
Everywhere. Yeah.
So they say, you wear this on this shoot, you wear this on this shoot. So I said, okay. And they also enjoy, and they do behind the
Yeah.
scenes and all those
Yeah.
things. And then we take a whole group picture of the team working on it. So I mean, it's important to have these people involved
Yeah.
as a family to help each other. And the
Right.
point is, they are seeing, they are happy to see SMA grow, happy to see me grow. At the same time, they are growing too with it.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I think it's a good give and take
Give and take.
for all.
People are so on priority. Client ने message किया, I have to reply that
क्या करने
moment.
वाले, इतना पैसा लेके ऊपर जाने वाला. Enjoy and live in the moment. We don't realize that, यार. If you don't enjoy in the moment, there's nothing going to help. You realize by 50 years have gone and you've not done anything.
You don't know.
Yeah.
I tell my team also, pursue a career, pursue something that you like, whether it's art, skill, family time, but do it when you go home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want you taking work home all the time.
Correct.
And that's why that timing changed, because see, when you start at 10:30, people come at 11, फिर lunch break हो जाता है, and then they are happy sitting till 7, 8.
Yeah.
But then, and they have to go back to Nala Sopara, Kandili 9
Yeah.
o'clock. So what is the life you have?
Yeah.
And they still say, so no, we are happy to come and stay late. I said, no, we will go home at 5, 5:30. Some people sit till 6:30.
Yeah.
But
That's
now
okay.
I leave it to them.
Yeah.
This is the official time. I'm giving you that flexible. I can't force you to do it.
Correct.
Right.
But most of them are doing it. So I'm happy. Because they come more happy, more refreshed to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Where we can, and people nowadays worldwide are starting a 4-day week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have.
I
Yeah,
won't
that
be
is-
surprised if it comes to India. in the
India
few years.
also.
That will
think-
take time, I think.
No, I think some people have already started doing it in India.
Okay.
Offices. I'm saying, see, retails
MNC
and these,
companies
of
have
course, you
done
can't do it.
Yeah.
But people will do it. Because, see, at a point, the new generation has a very different mindset to work.
Yeah.
Okay? But as long as, see, what I believe is in quality, not quantity. If you can give me the same output using 20% of your skill
Right.
set, I am okay rather than using 100% giving me the same thing.
True.
Right.
So you will have to work out a smarter way of saving your time by still giving me better output.
Correct.
True.
I'm ready to give you those 2 days off.
Correct.
So it is all a mindset. he does it, he's working, I will do it.
Hmm.
But his working style may be different.
Yeah.
So it has to suit your needs, your working methods, and as long as you're getting what you want, I don't see a fixed pattern. And I keep on
Right.
telling them, I'm ready to change the policies every year if it doesn't work. We are not working with standard policies.
Okay.
We're going to do this. If it works, we take it forward. If it doesn't, change it.
Change it.
That's the advantage we
That's-
have.
yeah.
That's
Why
nice.
stick to a standard 40-year-old rule and follow
Correct.
it? We are changing it. I don't see any need for that.
That's very interesting to know about your firm and all. Now let's spice things up. Let's head to the rapid
Don't
fire
say that, I
round.
get nervous.
Why?
Just because I'm expecting what you're coming up with.
No, we're
So,
having the rapid fire round. I'm going to start off with Shahen sir asking you the juicy questions.
So it's not a rapid.
Yeah, it's not
You
a
can
rapid,
take your
rapid.
time. The first one is interesting. So if your firm had a theme song, what would the song be?
Can be English or Hindi.
Whatever you like.
What's the first song that came to your mind?
Or you can name both if you like to. It's okay.
No, I would resonate it with an English song, Wonderful World.
What a
Okay.
wonderful world.
The reason I like this song is, though it's a very old song, it still has a timeless
Yes,
connection
it
to it.
does.
And Making a Wonderful World also echoes with Making Wonderful Designs with SMA.
Okay.
So the timeless elegance and
so the whole
Nice.
I
design
connected that way,
philosophy.
yes.
Yeah.
So I
Nice.
connected.
What a wonderful world.
Wow. I mean, the way he connected
Yeah.
the song with
Yeah.
your philosophy.
Yeah. So
A good one. I mean.
Yeah, nice
Kudos.
one.
I mean, we had like chaya and stuff.
Yeah, we had Tauba also.
Tauba also.
Yeah.
but I'm more of a old song lover.
Old school
Okay.
lover.
And this song somehow just resonates. I used to sing it for my niece, and my little son sings it. And I just
Oh.
find it very peaceful.
Okay.
And it's still very timeless. Even if you sing it 10 times,
It's still the.
it still resonates
Yeah.
fresh and it makes you happy.
Yes, it
Because
does.
you're only seeing a positive world around you.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's what I even encourage my team, that the positivity and energy has to flow
Yeah.
in your designs and in your work.
So, if your design were a season, which season it would be? You can think.
But how do I justify it? The point is, it
If
can be
you're-
all the seasons for me.
All the seasons.
Because you go
Why?
through those phases at a time. yeah.
One particular
Probably
season.
spring, I would say.
Spring.
Okay. Why? I mean, because of.
Yes, I consider spring to be very fresh and a positive.
The positive
Yeah, I mean,
vibe in that.
Yeah, rainy is gloomy, summer is again just hot, and winter is cold, so it's
Yeah.
all depressing.
All
and,
depressing.
And spring is something just
Which
makes
makes something
you
new,
look out to, and
fresh,
it just makes
yeah.
you more relaxed.
Right.
You're waiting for it. Everything
Yeah.
others, you're planning what to do
Yeah.
Yeah.
to manage yourself in it.
That's true. This is interesting. If your designs were a board game, which board game it would be?
I need to know some board games other than chess. Which are, yeah. But how do you relate that?
I mean, see, chess will be like a black and white, like minimal designs.
Classic.
The classic.
So
Someone
then probably could be Ludo or even Snakes and Ladders.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. But to connect it, Ludo is again,
multicolor. Yeah.
it's again, I would say, a timeless design because you can still play with it. You know, it's never
Yeah.
going to go out. You can still get your kids on and we'll enjoy
Yeah,
Ludo.
Yeah. So we stick to Ludo, or
I don't know. So far, yes, maybe.
I think we had like
Mm,
8th or 10th.
I think
yeah.
season
But
one
what are
was
the other board games? If you give me some more examples. then I can-
Monopoly is there.
Monopoly is there. Monopoly is more like family, currency, houses.
And a never-ending game.
Yeah.
I remember it just goes hours and how we
कोई
all want
और
to
घर
get that
लेके जाता
Mayfair and those 2-3
Yeah,
stations.
yeah, Mayfair is the
सब लोग वो
main.
उसके पीछे ही सोते हैं और वो पैसा छुपा के रखते हैं. But yeah, I mean, they all have some connection to somewhere, so it can't be only one board game. Yeah.
Now, not like
Yeah.
all seasons, it's all games.
No, not all games, but like even chess could be because
Plain, like it's simple, black
yeah,
or white.
it's clean to
Right.
the point. You know what your next move is. Monochromatic, and it's also white and
Yeah.
black, which I like as designs, and it's also a thinking game.
Yeah.
And design is also about creative thinking, which chess also needs to be creative because people are manipulating moves. You need to understand what your
Yeah.
opponent.
Yeah.
So you're understanding what your client really needs,
Right.
Yeah.
and then how to kind of manipulate that to get the correct design.
Yeah.
So maybe yes, more chess
More chess.
Chess.
than Ludo.
Ludo.
Ludo is
Okay.
general color, but this is more integrated And it's again timeless.
It's the only answer in the board game what we got as in why it relates to my
Yeah.
design.
हाँ.
Like people have just said, okay, it's Ludo. Okay, we know
सब
it. It's
लोग कहीं
because
ना
of
कहीं जा रहे हैं.
कहीं ना कहीं जा रहे हैं. Like it's different colors. सांप सीढ़ी मेरे को मालूम है मैं इसका वो मेरा ये मेरा घर वो तेरा घर kind of
अच्छा.
thing.
Oh, it's tricky actually. This is a tricky question.
Yeah, it's quite tricky, but you are the only one who explained it so smoothly.
I was also surprised with my answer.
Nice.
Okay, moving on to the next. If you weren't an architect, what would you be?
I think we know this answer.
Yeah, I think we already
army?
know. You
No.
army is not the one.
So-
footballer.
Yeah, so there are three things I would have been.
Yeah.
What I like. One is,
Okay.
of course, sports.
Right.
Whether football or cricket, I still play
Cricket.
professional cricket. So,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
and I had played professional football also. But I wouldn't also love being a chef or a singer.
A
Oh.
singer.
Yeah.
I mean
सुना
this
दीजिए।
this
मैंने
side
वो मैं
मैंने
मिस्टेक
कहा
किया
वो
बोल
नहीं
के.
आया।
this side तो ये तो हमको नहीं पता थी.
No, I feel I enjoy music because I think music is very calming.
Yeah.
And of course, an artist. I paint.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I like
nice.
doing a lot of things like that. So painting is more like a stress reliever for me.
Okay.
So in
Ah.
fact, I have painted quite a few canvases for my clients earlier also.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And now, in fact, we are having painting workshops for our team also
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
because and they're enjoying it. I mean,
nice.
we're doing something like a pebble art.
Okay.
Ah.
So we've told them to get flat stones, and we're creating art with stones now.
Hmm.
To again do something different rather than the normal canvas painting.
Correct.
And so that is something I would probably do. Artist, sculpture, anything to dirty your hands with.
Okay.
That's-
And chef because I love cooking.
Okay.
Also, my wife's a chef. So when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I used to watch a lot of these cooking shows, and I used to
Okay.
Yeah.
cook. There's this Yan Can Cook was there, Floyd on Oz was there. And I used to get very inspired with those. You know, when on those rustic porticos they used to use your
Right.
wine
Yeah.
and things like that. But I like making my own things,
Okay.
not sticking to anything standard.
So experimenting
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
oneself is the.
just mix whatever. Eat.
I mean, this is something
So there were
interesting.
3-4 fields. It's difficult
Yeah.
to choose one. But yes, today if I have to do maybe sports because that has
Yeah.
a lucrative and fun because I feel taking up any sports in today's time is very important.
Yeah.
Very important.
Right.
It's what I am today is partly because of my sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
Health wise, responsibility wise,
Right.
even in terms of just projecting yourself. It just makes you a team player. It keeps you fit, and it just makes you look at winning and losing always is not very
Right.
important. So those
That's true.
factors make a very important role as a leader or as a businessman today.
True.
So that has helped you in
Yeah,
your
100%,
business as well
100%,
as professional as well as personal life.
Yes, yes. Because you know how to manage people around
Yeah.
in school. You also know how to lift yourself up when you lose or fall
Yeah.
and come back harder the next time.
Correct.
And that when you're doing for 40 years, 30 years, it just becomes a habit.
Correct.
Hmm.
So I don't worry if I have to fall any challenge, I'm ready to take it up.
Nice.
I don't think too much on that.
If your job title was a superhero, which superhero it would be?
Superman.
Why?
Why?
Superman?
Because I just love him. I don't know why.
You just love him. No, why you love him?
I don't know. He was always who I used to look up to. when I was a
Okay.
kid.
Okay.
And I just found him like the actual superhero, like Batman and all is all fake.
Okay.
I don't know. He just has money.
People are offended now.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Man was also good.
Iron Man came later.
Yeah, Iron
So
Man came
Superman was
later.
my first
The
when I
first
saw him.
superhero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iron Man is reason, but no, I would still choose Superman even if there was Iron Man.
Okay.
I don't know. I just find him genuinely strong, powerful, and has superpowers.
Got
There's-
it.
I don't know how I cannot connect it to work.
No, it's
How do you-
it's
Ah,
personal.
just a
Yeah.
superhero
Yeah, it's a
that you
super.
like,
right?
Yeah, it's just it's
Then it's fine.
it's okay. No reasons to be connected
So there
to
was
everything.
Phantom at that time also.
Ah.
also
Yeah.
like that time. So Phantom was one, but I would still. So Tarzan, Phantom. and so
Oh,
on.
Tarzan,
Taz.
the first time. Nice.
Cool.
You know these old comics where we used to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Describe your ideal workspace in 3 words.
In 3 words:
In 3 words.
fun,
Okay.
airy,
Okay.
Nice.
and functional.
Okay.
3 words are done.
Perfect. What is a common misconception about your job?
So I think in our country,
Mm-hmm.
most of us are believed to be contractors.
Right.
I would look at it that way. I
Yeah.
think our country still does not give the respect and recognition an architect needs to get.
True.
Yeah.
And I think that is also because of certain architects working the wrong way and taking
Right.
up and trying to be a contractor.
Right.
Yeah.
So आज client का अगर नल भी लीक हो रहा है तो contract architect को phone करेगा. Now what can I do? There's a plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so that I think should change and the respect should be given. And they also think that, you know, design है तो कल 10 design आ जाएगा.
Yeah.
There is a lot of backhand work that actually goes to creating
Right.
and giving a value to someone.
Correct.
So I think that education needs to be
Incorporated
creatively
in
incorporated
India.
to our plans to get that respect. I mean, you will not argue with a foreign architect, right?
Yeah.
We will not negotiate too much with his fees. You will not call him up at odd times in the day. You will definitely not call him if your cupboard screw is loose.
Yeah.
Why do we get calls for?
So that respect and that
Yeah.
position.
I mean, now it's come, but I think as a general, I'm talking as
In
I'm
general,
not talking
yeah.
about only to me.
Yeah.
In general.
In general.
Nice.
So I think that's something that should be addressed,
Yeah.
and I think it will come in time.
Yeah, it will.
It will.
definitely.
It's slowly, I think we are on that pace
Yes,
already.
yes.
Okay. If you could design a house for any celebrity, who would it be?
Anyone.
It depends on the location. It doesn't depend on the
Depends on the
celebrity to me.
location.
I'm
Okay,
looking at
let's-
designing a nice house.
It might either be Juhu if it's in Bombay.
You're talking about a Bollywood celebrity or Hollywood celebrity?
Any
Anyone.
celebrity.
Anyone.
I don't know. I think maybe Tom Cruise.
Ooh, you
Ooh.
give that vibe also.
No, because I like his whole sci-fi. This
Yeah.
thing. So I mean, there will
Yeah.
be some theme to his house to design. But otherwise, nothing as such. I mean, as long as I have a creative job to do, for who I'm doing it does not make a difference.
Okay.
So,
So Tom Cruise.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe? Okay, in India.
I mean, why not? Why not? I mean,
If it was Bollywood in India, who would you design it for?
Maybe Deepika.
oh.
Nice. Why so?
No reason.
Just.
Just.
Deepika and Ranveer, because they are
The
two opposites, and I
flamboyant.
think yes, there will be a nice creative opportunity to design something fun for them,
Yeah.
True.
because you have color, you have pop, you have class, and you have everything mixed
Mixed. Yeah.
into a perfect
Right.
opportunity and a
True.
lovely couple.
Yeah. Cool. If your designs were an ice cream flavor, which flavor would it be?
No. Can't it be like a fusion?
Yeah, of
It can
course.
be. It
So
can
You're
be.
creating
It
ice
is
cream.
your
I
idea.
would
Your
take a
idea.
rainbow palette.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
I love color. So in fact, the other day I did that. I don't know, I'd gone with my family and I asked him to mix those 4 flavors for me.
Okay.
Oh.
Definitely one would be vanilla.
Okay.
Okay.
I like white, it just resonates with peace,
Yeah.
calmness, and strawberry.
Okay.
And I like blackcurrant.
Yum.
So strawberry is just because I don't know, lately I've been liking the color pink, pastel pinks.
Okay.
Blackcurrant is just because it's tasty.
Yeah.
I don't have a reason for that.
Good. And the final question. An advice you would like to give to the design fraternity?
Everyone's doing a fantastic job in today's time. I mean, but just be true to yourself, be who you are. Don't try and ape someone else.
Okay.
You know, especially the younger generation tries to copy an architect they like
Yeah.
and idealize, not knowing that their own style could be unique in their own way and create a style.
Correct.
I mean, we all look up to each other for
Yeah.
inspiration, forgetting that we do have some inner talent which is there and wanting to come out.
Yeah.
So don't shut that. Enjoy your process, believe in yourself, and just do what you like.
Amazing.
As simple as that, I would put it.
That's nice.
Amazing. And we would like to have the
Hamper for you for the last round and even.
Of course, you won it all.
Thank you. I think it was enjoyable. I had
Yeah.
fun. Super fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please.
How was your experience at our Luxe Surfaces Experience Center from the moment you walked in till now?
I think it was inspiring. I liked the entrance. It was very minimalistic, and the way y'all have used the tiles as cladding and the
Yeah.
different features. And I think it's a very vibrantly done up store,
Yeah.
spaced out beautifully.
Yeah.
And it gives the opportunity to actually relax and observe the different techniques and the finishes that you all have portrayed.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to coming here with my team and gaining some more knowledge
Thank
and
you.
probably collaborating on a few projects soon.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Surely we are waiting.
Yeah, definitely. And our
And-
last question to top it all off: how was your experience on KYAD, the podcast?
I think I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Really, I really enjoyed it. I was thinking of it to be a little more serious conversation, but I think it was very fun.
Yeah.
It was comfortable. I mean, you all have done a fantastic job
Thank
hosting
you.
Okay,
it.
you made
So
us.
congratulations and many more successful
Thank you so much.
collaborations. But no, thoroughly enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me over.
Thank
you.
Pleasure hosting you.